If you run a local business or especially multi-location business, this Claude prompt will deliver you a full local marketing audit in just 5 minutes, and you will see where you lose customers. For example, because your Google Maps profile is missing one of the fields you haven't even thought about, or you aren't on Apple Maps, or 100 of other directories which are very important for SEO and AI search, or your competitors are stealing customers from you because the advertisement and positioning is just better, or you aren't found by AI search engines like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google AI, and stuff like this. Actually, only 1.2% of local businesses are found via ChatGPT. So the prompt finds it all in under 5 minutes and for free. Let's explore. So here is the prompt. As you can see, it's quite big and it has different phases. Exactly, it does 6 things end to end. It analyzes your Google business profile to fix what's costing you visibility. It analyzes your reviews to turn customer words into marketing ideas, does a local SEO check to lift your map pack rank, runs a competitor analysis to capture foot traffic from the rivals nearest to you, conducts AI search visibility report across ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, and Google AI mode, and provides you some ideas, marketing ideas per location, drafted from the audit. How it works? You give it one of 3 things: a Google Maps link, a multi-location website, or just website of your local business, or a brand name and a city. And every number comes with a source, a record is the customer actually words. Let's see how it works. So I'm copying it and going to my Claude. For this task, you will need a basic Pro subscription to Claude to run deep research. And for example, I have chosen this Blue Bottle Coffee, a popular cafe chain in New York, to analyze. So I'm copying this link. I have inserted the prompt, activated the research mode, and let's go. So we see that Claude talks to us, and the prompt is written in the way to ask questions first. It proposes us to analyze the only location or the chain in general. Let's, for simplicity, analyze only this cafe, but we can see that we can do a multi-location analysis. It asks about competitors and output language, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I will write the answers. So again, prompt asks us to confirm all the details. I agree with all of its proposals. Let's go. Okay, so we see that the prompt has finished the research, and it's quite extensive. As you can see, 269 sources and 25 minutes duration. Let's see what we've got here. Here's the report. So we can see like the pre-delivery confirmation section. Let's skip that. And executive summary, like what we got in general. We see that customers praise their specific type of coffee. We see 3 major problems. So there is NAP conflict in NAP data. So on some resources, there is one phone number and another one. Because of this, ChatGPT search can avoid recommending this service, for example, because it values NAP consistency very much. Another problem that the local page strategy on the website, like location page, is poorly optimized and lacks technical optimization. And we see also some overview of how the cafe performs in AI search. Now let's dig into the report itself. So first, Google Business Profile Optimization Audit. We see that the prompt has analyzed the GMB profile like by almost 20 factors, and there are some problems. For example, there are no secondary categories, which could also help the cafe being referenced. They haven't set up public holiday hours, and the conflict with the phone we mentioned. So here we can see that they are using corporate numbers, and using local is better, and the phone number is different on different resources, so they could fix it. Or some sources reference that they have Wi-Fi, some that they don't. This is also needs to be fixed. They mention like outdoor seating, but actually there is no in-store seating beyond 7 stools, and outdoor is really a park across the street. The same situation with dine-in. Some sources reference that they have dine-in, some no. It also doesn't have embedded menu, which is very important for AI scrapers and recommendations. It's not deep linked. No messaging, questions on the review directories, only no responses on Yelp, which hurts the local SEO, and no posts on Google Business Profile. So the whole conclusion that profile is brand correct but operationally underbuilt, and the biggest single fix is the phone number conflict, which actively damages call attribution and trust signals. Now the next section explores reviews about the business. Let's see what we have here. So the customers praise some specific type of coffee. They value coffee quality, location is good, and that the cafe is just across the park. It is an experience. We can see which positions on the menu are the best, and that line moves fast in this cafe, so people don't need to wait for long in the queue. But let's also analyze the negatives. No seating, and the space is cramped. Bad level of service, and staff training feels a little too pricey. Pastries are on the poor level comparing to coffee, and no restrooms and no flavored syrups. Claude decided to group these factors. So yeah, by analyzing this, we can understand the strength of the business, which should be reinforced, and weaknesses, which can be fixed. As a conclusion, the locations has a competitive mode on coffee craft, Nola, and Purova, and other coffee terms. How to use this strength? These cafes should mention them more often in Google Business Profile description, on page, H1, H2, all alt text, all SEO optimization, and Google My Business posts. We can see that the owners of the cafe can work more with staff to train on how to be more friendly and customer-oriented. And for the seating problem, Claude proposes an interesting solution. So lean more into Bryant Park is your living room, so the to-go only design becomes the value proposition. The next section is local SEO audit, and we can see the positions of how this coffee shop is ranked against the main keywords. So we see that their Google optimization is quite good. The key outcome is that it's winning on branded and signature product queries, but losing on intent modified queries, like, for example, quiet to work, best near New York Park, third wave, and that if the cafe posted on Google My Business Profile more often, they would do even better. And here is another section which analyzes NAP data consistency across multiple directories, so website, Yelp, TripAdvisor, Apple Maps, Google Reference, and a lot of other directories. We can see quite a lot. So some of the profiles are unclaimed and unfilled, and doing this would help this business a lot. By the way, you can use Pluspoint for this with MCP, for example, and Pluspoint does it automatically, like you need to fill in data once, and it will sync your data across 100 directories in a couple of clicks, and your NAP data will be consistent. So check this out when you have time. And the key conclusion is that phone is the single largest NAP problem for the cafe, and there are 2 numbers instead of 1, and this is fixable and should be fixed first. Also, the website doesn't provide schema for robots parsing the website, and there is like technical fix that could be done, which will improve the visibility of this page for crawlers like Google, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and stuff like this. And also they could do a bit more or internal linking gaps, like cross-link the pages on the website a bit more to get more results. Here's another section where you can see how this cafe appears on ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google AI, Gemini, how often it does. So because people use AI agents more and more to find some places to work, to eat, to go, it's very important for brands so the location appears on AI search. Mostly they perform quite well, but for some phrases they could do better. So as the summary, we can see which search terms this cafe performs well for, and where it loses customers, and how to fix it actually. So by including these key phrases in the communications on the website and asking people to leave reviews with using these keywords, they will improve their positions in AI search and get more customers. Another important section, competitive analysis. So we can see that the prompt has found 5 closest competitors, actually that are close geographically, and it finds the strengths and weaknesses and proposes us opportunities we could leverage to get more customers, to steal customers from these competitors. Let's just read the summary and opportunities to steal the customers, so we can see a real recommendation for each of the competitors. How to attract customers who go there. Let's read one. Get customers from Joe Coffee Company. Claude recommends run a real cafe versus kiosk Google by Business post. So it actually proposes us to schedule more posts targeting a specific keyword that leverages the competitive advantage of our Blue Bottle Cafe versus Joy Coffee Company. And the next section actually builds on top of the previous, on top of the competitor analysis. It proposes ad concepts which play on competitors' weaknesses. For example, this concept 3, Bryant Park is your living room, which works with the no sitting critique, etc. It's quite a strong ad concept which you can use to run a targeted geo campaign to get more customers. And the last section is the summary, which sums up all of the things covered. So we can see that each of the competitors uses some specific menu position to be ranked on Google and AI search. For example, Bluestone flat white avocado smash, blah blah blah. And Blue Bottle's equivalent is NOLA single origin pour over, and it's strong, but it's underused in one page and GBB copy, so it needs to be used more often. It needs to do that map data cleanup we mentioned. Its review velocity is slower than its competitors, and review velocity is the key metric for Google and other directories to rank a local business or cafes. So they would benefit from setting up more ways to collect reviews, like for example, Postpoint does it via QR codes, SMS, emails, stuff like this. And they need to train this stuff in terms of friendliness and warmth. So here are the 3 brand level moves summed up, and here you can see a 90-day calendar that explains step by step how to leverage all of these findings. So yeah, please feel free to run this prompt for your local business or your multi-locational chain and share in the comments your findings. We'll be very happy to hear your feedback. The prompt is in the comments. Also, you can find it on PlusPoint website. Subscribe to this channel for more recommendations on local business. In the next video, we will share prompts that improve the quality of your photos and turn photos into ready-to-use ad banners or Google My Business posts, just with a couple of clicks. Cheers. Stay tuned.